Oh, I just solicited them. I sent them letters. There's a copy of the letter in the preface,
yes,
which describes pretty much what it was we were trying to do, and I got a lot of knockbacks, I can tell you.
Oh, really? From
yes.
who? You can't say who wrote which chapter, but you can tell us who knocked you back.
Well, I didn't realise that Proust was dead, so...
Oh, well, that was a bad start, yeah.
Yeah.
Who knocked you back?
I'm not telling, because it would demean the wonderful, wonderful people who did contribute.
Oh, that's not good enough, Red. Come on, you can't say I got a lot of knockbacks and then not come forward with a few names. Give us a hint. A charade.
I'm not telling. That's the whole premise of the book.
P.J. Keating, was he one?
I'm not telling.
What is the premise of the book?
The premise of the book is that, well, it's safe sex, isn't it? I mean, what could be safer than reading about it?
For some people, it's the only option, Red. What is the difference between erotica and pornography?
I think pornography is when the Nazis burst into the bedroom at the end bit. You know, the end bit? Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you, like, finish. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is this what you find erotic?
No, erotic is what you and I like, as opposed to pornographic, which is what they like.
Oh, yes. What is it? The old definition of pornography is anything that gives a judge an erection. Were you surprised at what some people found erotic?
Not telling.
Oh, come on. Look, you are here to sell a book.
Okay, there was... I didn't expect anybody to die in the book. I'm sorry about that, but some people apparently find that arousing.
This is a snuff book.
There's a little bit of snuff. There's something for everybody.
Well, give us a few hints.
I could read you the very first sentence of the book. Mm-hmm. What I'd really like to do, you know, is get a hold of all of the bleeps in the world and topiary their bushes into really neat shapes. Trim all the hedges, the wiry ones, the feathery ones, the coiling down the inner thighs ones, the glossy black ones, the speckled grey ones.
Keep going.
The mangy ginger ones, the ones that spread up the belly like
Stop it! Stop it! Damn you!
Give it back! Give it back!
Jennifer told me she'd never write about that. I don't believe it.
So I am the only person who knows who wrote all these stories. The only person in the world. And I am sworn to secrecy. And contractually obliged.
Can you be trusted?
Are you circumcised?
Parts of me are. Now, there is a chapter in here, chapter 3, which involves a guitar player who gets involved in group sex.
And there's not.
Yes, there is. Well, that's what I read into it. Hold on, sorry, that's my book. Was that
you cannot make any assumptions about this book. Don't assume that something written by, that seems to be written by a man is necessarily written by a man, and vice versa. Because people took the opportunity to cover their tracks.
Did they? How did you cover your tracks?
I'm not telling.
What's the matter? You're ashamed.
Absolutely.
That's good to know. Because you did write a chapter in this, not a lot of people would think of you as literary.
Oh, well, thank you.
Or literate.
From Andrew Denton, mega dweeb.
In fact, not a lot of people would think of you as being anything much, Red, but I think it's not. Oh, just flirting. We're beginning to learn what he thinks is erotic, aren't we? Just if I try a few more gestures. Does this work for you, Bill? How did you build yourself up to write erotica? Did you prime the erotic pump by reading lots of...
Prime the erotic pump?
I could have written a good chapter.
You could have written it. Well, I was thinking you could actually do this every year. Do you want to write a chapter next year?
Well, no. First of all, I want to know how you wrote a chapter. What did you do to write a chapter? How did you get yourself in the right frame of mind? It's not an easy genre.
I went to a very quiet place, alone.
And?
And took my quill in my hand.
Yes.
And,
Was it easy?
Just trying to remember stuff.
Did you find it... that was so long ago, wasn't it? Did you find it easy to write erotica?
Well, apparently it's very difficult. According to writers, it's the most difficult thing you can possibly do.
What do you mean apparently? You wrote it.
Oh. Well, because I had no concept of whether it was difficult or not, I found it easy.
You found it easy?
Yeah.
Well, Red, we're going to give you something that not every network will give you. We're going to give you 30 seconds advertising time to advertise this book. But wait, Red, before you do that, it's only fair that just as you judge people on Hey Hey It's Saturday, tonight the people should judge you. Wheel in the panel, please. Now, Red, we have here, Red, Holly, Beth and Clint, the latest Disney animations, and they have the gong. You have 30 seconds to sell this book, and of course, if it's not good enough, you know what happens.
It's not a very big gong, is it?
And I'll tell you what, Red, I'll swap you books.
No, you won't.
There we go.
Oh, dear. Where's the prompt?
He had a script in this one, you see.
Yeah, of course.
Your 30 seconds starts now.
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to sleep with Andrew Denton? Well, think no more. If you read this book, perhaps you will find out, perhaps you won't, because you can never really be sure who is the stranger inside. Take yourself home.
Oh.
George, sorry.
It's Beth?
Yes.
Beth! Oh, that's a good sound, isn't it? Beth, what did you think of Red?
Well, I don't know about the book. No, I might buy it.
You might buy it. What
I
did you
might
give
buy
Red
it.
out of 10?
Mm.
Well, you got to show it there, Beth.
Good.
7 out of 10. Holly?
Well, I honestly didn't really hear much at all, so...
3.
Yeah.
Ooh,
sorry,
and
Red.
Clint, your opinion of Red?
Well, Red, I'd like to say you're good, but...
A 10 out of 10. Red.
No,
Simon.
that's 1.
Oh, that's a 1?
That's a 1, Red.
What's the naught?
0, 1.
Gee.
Oh, like that.
Hang on.
That's 10. Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right, everyone. I think we've discovered Alan Bond's accountant.
Gee.
Red Symons, the book The Stranger Inside, an erotic masterpiece. Will you please thank our contestant tonight from Melbourne, Red Symons?